And now, Minion Works presents Freelance Heroism.
Hey everybody, welcome to Freelance Heroism. My name is Dees.
And I'm Rachel.
And we just want to say thank you first and foremost to all of our patrons out there who donate and help us produce a better show for everyone. So thank you so much. But in particular, of those patrons, we want to give a big shout out to our producer, Tia. Rachel, can you let us know who those people are?
Yes.
Those sweet, kind, gentle, big-hearted,
Uh-huh.
I ran out of compliments to say. I've never given somebody that many compliments in a row.
So we want to say thank you to Chris Deeds, Chris Sones, Christopher Hildebrand, Rebecca Mo Walker, Ario Teabaggin, Orient_Tiger, Breakmeister, and the Minion Works. Thank you so much, you guys.
Yeah, seriously, thank you. It really does. It makes it better. You give us the money, and we make a show for everybody. It makes it better, tunes up the audio and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you.
Yes.
I have no idea what we want to talk about today, so we're just gonna kind of freestyle it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You guys are kind of assholes. Every time I have to step away for any life thing, right? Like, or if I have to do work or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Like, oh, Dees is out of town for a couple days because he's doing a show. It's like, what are we gonna do? Should we say, hey, we wish him well? Hey, Dees, congratulations, good job out there. Keep fighting the good fight. No, it's always some shit about fucking my personality, or you just rag on me for like. No, I mean, it's whatever. I mean, if that's how you guys feel better about yourself. I mean, hey, as long as I'm here, as long as I can help you.
Uh-huh.
Feel better about you,
then
I guess it was all worth it.
Is that how you interpret it?
I mean, my ego, yeah, that's the filter, the ego filter. No, I mean, look, I would shit talk you back, but I think it's fair. I shit talk you guys pretty much all the time anyway. So.
Whenever you're here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So it's fair. Your feeble attempt to make me feel bad. Kudos to you guys. You know, I'm going to put it right here on the fridge so that we can always look at it and appreciate how good a shit talk it was.
Okay. Great.
Nice work, you two. I'm going to give it 2 gold stars. Nice work.
Wow.
Ugh. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back though, so no worries. Now you can have some high grade, high octane USDA choice shit talk. Brought to you by Dees Cassius. I don't know. Is there something you wanted to talk about?
Don't know.
Solid. Thanks for coming loaded for bear.
I feel like a lot of the stuff that I want to talk about wouldn't make a good intro.
What kind of stuff?
This book that I'm reading right now is really good, and nobody else has probably read it, so it'd be really boring.
Tell me about this book.
You're not going to care.
I'm gonna care. I'm gonna fake caring for the intro.
Then you're not gonna care.
What's it about? Tell me what this book is about.
Okay, it's called Final Girls.
Oh my god, I already hate it. All right, go ahead. Keep telling me.
So it's about these... It
Final
follows,
girls, the last girls on Earth?
It follows one girl.
The last one.
She's in a group of 2 other final girls.
It's already... What? Wait a minute!
No.
How could they be final if there's multiples?
Because the concept of a final girl is from like a horror movie, where like a slasher movie, and then there's always like the one girl who makes it to the end. She's the final girl.
Right.
So,
the girl who you fucking, whether you know or not, is the camera's following them a lot.
Right.
Right. Okay, I got you.
So it's about these 3 girls. They don't know each other beforehand, but they each at different times experience, like, one of them goes to a cabin with her college friends, and while they're there, all of her friends get slaughtered by this dude who escaped from like a mental
So they all
facility.
have independent final girl isms?
Yeah. One of them, she was like working as a maid at like a hotel by the highway.
Oh,
and then like the maintenance man snapped and killed everyone except her.
Oh no.
But of the 3 of them...
I'm tired of fixing these ACs! Oh, that's fantastic.
And the other one, it was like someone broke into her sorority house or something. So they all have this final girl thing, but pretty early in the book, so this isn't really a spoiler. One of them dies under mysterious circumstances.
Oh, eliminated from Final Girl
And
Championship
so-
contention.
And so there's this sort of mystery going on as to, well, did she commit suicide? Did someone kill her? It turns out she had sent an email to one of the other final girls like an hour before she died. And so,
she-
like, what was that about?
She watched a videotape 7 days earlier. Did she look into a shadowy ring?
And there's a lot of, like, slasher film tropes. Like, there's the...
Like they can't walk 10 feet without falling down?
No, there's, like, the good-hearted police officer who, like, rescues the final girl. And then there's, like, the new boyfriend. But, like, even when I started reading it, every time that one of these, like, sort of main characters was introduced, I'm just immediately suspicious of them, even though nothing has really happened
Yeah.
at the beginning. But now I'm maybe, like, 2/3 of the way through it, and I don't know. I'm suspicious of, like, the cop and the boyfriend and, like, this other person.
All the standard people.
Yeah.
You can in a book, you can pretty much eliminate them as suspects, like, within 5 minutes. Does it seem like something that could have happened before? It's not them.
See, this
I
is
don't know.
boring.
Book
You don't
mysteries.
care.
No, I do care, but book mysteries are a joke to me. It's like Law and Order. You can't trust Law and Order. They're intentionally doing it,
Mhm.
right? The actor who acts nervous isn't actually nervous, so you can't read whether or not he's giving anything away because
Right.
the quality of actor he is should be clear from the fact that he's on Law and fucking Order, right?
Or when there's like a semi-famous actor who
Bob
is,
Saget
like,
is on fucking
it's
Law and
gonna
Order.
be that way.
Who do I think killed who? It's Bob fucking Saget is in the commercial. It's a 2-part episode. I
Mhm.
bet he did it.
Yep.
Oh my god. They had Robin Williams as a bomber one time. I caught that because I love Robin Williams. I just love him.
Uh-huh.
So I saw this Robin Williams is going to be, and this is like after his 1 hour photo. Do you remember that
Oh,
whole
yeah.
thing? Where he was
Yeah.
like this creepy. Yeah.
Yes.
So he kind of got out of his comedy range for a little bit, which is cool. And then, so he's like in a 2-part episode, and there's like a bomber going. I'm like, I bet it's him, but it's Robin Williams. So there's
Right.
no way it's him, because I don't want to believe that about my boy Robin. But I know it's him.
He would never
Because-
bomb a building.
They're not gonna pay that much money for like. Do you know what I mean? For
Yeah.
like a 30-second cameo from a fucking defense attorney. He did it. He did it.
They
Yeah,
should
but that's-
have for procedural shows like that. They should have an episode where they have several semi-famous actors, and so like every suspect is like, oh, I know that guy from these other shows, and I know that girl from like this one, and so like they're all somewhat famous.
They should add 3D glasses, and when you put them on, a big word "duh" comes up and hits you in the fucking head. I don't think I've ever been tricked by one of those, and when I was tricked by it, it was like because nothing made sense about it.
Right.
Like, if they give you the criminal in the first 10 minutes, it's not them. Any evidence you
No.
find in the first 10 minutes is a fucking red herring. It's intentionally made to...
Or
like,
it's,
you can tell by looking at your watch how likely a person is to be guilty. When
Yeah,
did
where
they
they're like,
first
"Oh, we
ask them
we
questions?
caught him," and then you look at the episode, and it's like, oh, you have 15 more minutes of show.
Yeah.
You did not catch him.
No, or if it's an hour long and 15 minutes and then they're in court, it's like, uh-oh.
Mhm.
Also, when did getting people to confess in court become evidence? What? I don't know. Like, I used to get so mad at Matlock and fucking Perry Mason and all these other shows. It was like, okay, so Matlock
Mhm.
is a lawyer who frequently switches between being the defense attorney and a prosecutor. Also, he does all of his own investigations and bags and tags the evidence.
What?
So he's a cop.
That seems like
who
a
invest-
conflict of interest.
It's such a conflict. Like, this dude is living like some lawyer power fantasy. where he just goes out into the world as an old man in a cream-colored suit and solves the world's ails. It is insanity. Like, at one point, he tailed the guy. Tailed him? You're a lawyer. File a brief, dickhead.
He's a private detective.
You don't get to chase him down.
And then
You
make a
have a
citizen's
paralegal.
arrest.
You can't even make your own fucking copies. The fuck are you talking about? You can't tail a guy. You're 80. You're fucking 80.
Maybe it's more of like a power fantasy for
It is.
old
That's
people.
absolutely what it is. After every take, he turns his tie around and ties it around a doorknob. It's like just hangs himself like David Carradine and beats off to the idea that he chased down the suspect. Give me a fucking break. First off, you're 80. There's no fucking way you're tailing that guy. He drives 2 blocks, you pass a Piccadilly's or a Shoney's, you're not going to keep tailing him. You're going in for that early bird, brother. I know you are. Who are we kidding? This guy's going to bed at 7:30. He's like, I would like to solve this crime, but unfortunately, Murder, She Wrote has been on for 5 whole minutes. Yeah, and it's just punctuated by... There was one I saw, it was about a cookie fortune.
What?
I swear to God, that's the type of crimes Matlock solves.
Okay.
Are the type of crimes that are cookie fortune based. There was and at some point during this trial, he not only tails her to her apartment, collects evidence without a warrant to go into the house. Somehow that's admissible. He doesn't disclose it. He doesn't disclose it at all. Like, he doesn't tell the other attorney, this is evidence I have. He just shows up with it, and they're like, we'll have to allow it. I'm like, no.
What?
No, call a recess. Yeah, we're in a 30-minute narrative, but you're not. Take a weekend. Let him process what he found on his illegal search, that he tailed a person without a badge. Sure. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Matlock. Jesus fucking Christ, Matlock.
And that's why you can't get into thrillers or mysteries.
No, I just when the story's being told,
Mm-hmm.
I have a hard time getting sucked into it. So, I mean, it can be done.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it can't be done, but there's a level of, like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yes. Do we want to say now to the episode?
I don't know. Fucking probably not. They'll know. Just sit around. Wait a little longer. You're going to get another chunk of talk or whatever. You'll like it. Probably. That sounds fine to me. This is the
Okay.
This is the Hangout, right?
It is, yes.
Yeah. So fuck them. They'll like it. They'll like it. You'll like it. It's more shit like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not going to turn it off. They've already listened to it for this long. They're going to turn it off now? Don't be a jackass. Finish listening. Yeah, I mean, it's not even the D&D episode. If you've been listening to this whole time,
Mm-hmm.
then keep listening to more of this that was recorded at a different date. Right?
Okay. Right.
If they turn it off now, what a weird, principled attitude they have about intros and regular content for podcasts.
Maybe they only listen to the intros.
One of my friends, actually, one of the patrons, says he likes the intros a whole lot, and so he listens to the intros, but he doesn't generally follow the game. And I was like, that's a weird way. And he's like, it sounds sort of like a conversational podcast. I like that. I'm like, oh, okay. But this is for you, man. You know who? If you're listening, you know who I'm talking to because you messaged me about it. Where's it going? The Jetsons.
Elroy.
Elroy? Really? Elroy? That's the one you thought of?
That's the first one that came to my mind.
Boy, Elroy.
Yeah.
Scandinavia.
Sven.
Sven? Nate answered him like he was
Fuck.
winning. He was succeeding at a clinical test.
I feel like I was on a fucking game show or something. I was like,
It just makes me feel worse because every time my brothers have ever done that with me, they're like toasters, and I'm like onions. What? I don't know why I thought of that.
I don't know. Some of the ones I'm finding now are just getting way too literal. It's like, would you rather be a doctor or a nurse? Fuck off. That's not the
Right.
kinds of questions I want. God damn it.
What, in a porn?
No, just period.
Well, if I'm in a porn, I'd definitely rather be the doctor.
Well, I suppose that depends upon your proclivities.
Well, I mean, for me,
Are you
my
top
answer,
or
yeah.
power bottom?
I'm a power bottom. What was it? Bubba the one time he said, he's like, I'm a power middle. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Huh. How's that work?
Oh.
Uh,
Every morning you wake up, would you rather forget who you are but remember who everyone else is, or vice versa?
I want to remember who I am.
But forget who everyone else is in your life.
Oh, yeah.
So the 51st States syndrome.
Yeah, I want to know who.
Yeah.
You can't not know who you are. That's your whole life. Your whole life is trying to figure out who you are. You got to get rid of that so you can fucking learn about all these schmucks. Fuck that. Plus, you get to meet interesting new people every day.
If you had to choose who you would rather accidentally send nudes to, who would it be? Your boss or your mom?
Ugh.
Oh,
Boss.
shit. Boss.
I'm my own boss, so that's weird.
Well, yeah, I know.
But otherwise, I'm probably always my boss. I'm trying to think back to a boss. Yeah, boss every time.
Boss.
I'd rather
Yeah, I
send
get
them to
a
my
new job.
mom.
I can get a new boss.
I'm the DM for my boss in my other D&D game. I would rather send them to my mom.
That's awkward.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be awkward.
Yeah, I can't
I guess
imagine
it determines on who you are. I guess. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I could not send it to my mom.
No,
There's absolutely no
no.
shot of that happening.
No.
Nope, no.
Uh,
You know what? Some of my bosses, they were into it. I bet. They're like, someone's getting a promotion.
God damn it, Google.
Yeah, but I'm self-employed, so if I send my
Yeah,
I'd
you're
just be
self-
like, fucking A.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a story. Oh,
Like, he
that
put
kind of
filter
reminded me
on
of a
it.
story.
Uh-oh.
No, me and my buddy were kind of like seeing yourself. He was fucking kind of weird. Me and the buddy were walking home one time, and we had no clue my mom was behind us, probably about 6 feet. And he's like, "Dude, I'm so vain. I jack off to myself to the mirror, and my mom's about 6 feet behind us."
Oh, no.
And says, "Hey guys," and we both stop. Neither of us are turning around, looking back, like, "Fuck."
It'd been funny to be like, yeah, well, you're so vain I jerk off to you. In the mirror.
She walks right past us as we're frozen in place, walks straight into the house, and doesn't look at us, just keeps walking, and we're like, you turn around, yep, not
What's
going
the
in.
most embarrassed you've ever been in your whole life?
Oh shit! Oh, I can tell you. My parents will never hear this podcast.
Okay.
I was in college at the time, and they had forgotten I was home. And yeah, I was in my room, fucking headset on, playing video games. They forgot I was fucking home, and I walked out into the house, and fucking A, dude, I left.
Oh, man.
After they realized what, yeah, I saw them, they saw me, and
Oh, no. That's pretty bad. Rachel, what's the most embarrassed you've ever been? Tell everybody on the internet how
I don't-
embarrassed you were.
Does it count if it's like you don't realize it at the time and then later
Oh, it counts.
you
twice
understand the
as much.
context and you're
Yes,
like,
yes.
oh my god, okay.
Yeah, twice as much.
I don't know if
Yes.
I want to. I don't know if I can share this.
You don't know if you can, like legally.
It's. I might edit this story out.
Well, I mean, yeah, you've got the
yeah.
power
So-
to do so.
I like if you leave the. I might edit this out and then just put a clip like a
Just
chop.
yeah, like,
and then just a hard cut to like us talking about something else.
Yeah.
So when I was like, so you guys have possibly gathered that I am kind of sheltered and like I didn't get exposed to a lot of like
No.
adult
Rachel.
stuff for a while.
What?
So when like
It's okay,
Our
Adrian. You know how you
gasp.
were raised.
when our family first got a computer that could go on the internet, my sister and I would take turns going on AOL.
Chat rooms.
Oh no.
It was my turn, and my sister wouldn't get off the computer, and I kept bothering her. I was like, "It's my turn. Like, let me get in my role playing chat room for Animorphs or whatever." And finally,
This is getting
that's
better.
not-
Role playing chat rooms on AOL.
That's
They're-
not-
they're-
1994
that's not
sentence
the-
I've
I
ever
know.
heard.
That's
There's
not the
ASCII art of
embarrassing
dicks I
part.
have to look at now.
No, that's not the embarrassing part.
Look how
So
many
finally,
equal signs.
My sister is like all mad. She's like, "Fine, it's your turn," and she like leaves. And like right before she left, she had like angrily closed like the instant messenger thing that she had open, and then she left the room. And so I sat down, and we shared a login, so I didn't have to log out and log into mine.
Right.
But apparently, my sister had been like sexting, and so like it popped up, and like the guy was like,
I bet it did.
like, and I guess they were like right at the end of it, and it he was like, I'm coming, and I was like, okay, whatever, and I closed it, and I didn't realize what it was in context to, even though it was spelled like not
Yeah, this
the,
guy's
Yeah.
the normal way. And so then later I saw my sister, and I was like, this stupid guy you were talking to said that he was coming over, but he spelled it wrong because he's an idiot. And I didn't understand the context until much later. And now looking back on that, I'm like, oh my god.
That is.
Oh my
I don't
God,
know
that's
what's
the best
more
shit
embarrassing:
ever.
the fact that you saw it, or the fact that you then replied about it.
Yeah, I was like, whatever, stupid.
Oh,
And then I
that's
told
so
my
funny.
sister about it.
God.
Oh Lord.
Just imagine he's like
All right.
right at the edge, and he's like, "What?"
I said something mean. I was like, leave me alone or don't talk to me or something.
Oh,
Maybe that's his
God.
thing. Maybe that helped.
Oh,
wow.
yeah, it could be. Oh shit.
Nate,
Or you stunted that motherfucker for life.
You know, I gotta be honest with you. There's not a whole. There haven't really been a lot of instances where I've gotten embarrassed. I think the thing that probably sticks in my head the most. So, when I was in high school and college, I worked at Blockbuster Video, and
I love
was
where this is going
oh
already.
yeah. So I was
We do.
so I worked my way up to like senior or assistant store manager and everything. So like one night, it was a Friday night. It was a late. I mean, it was just a long drag out, bitchy customers, whiny kids, crap like that and everything. And I was exhausted. And I was in the back and I was counting the money. And my boss called to check in to see how things were going. This is like 1:30 in the morning after a long ass shift. And I guess in between, he's sitting there and he was talking to me about something, and I can't remember what it was, but between listening to him drone on and being exhausted and trying to count money and just wanting to get out of there, for some reason, we got to the end of the conversation or something. And he goes, well, I'll talk to you later. And I go, yeah, I love you too. And there's like silence on the phone for 5 seconds, and he's like, what? And my brain at that point snapped too, and I just went, what? And I hung up the phone.
Oh no,
That one sticks in my head as one of the
that's pretty embarrassing.
yeah, don't ask me why, but I know it was because I was exhausted and distracted and I was tired of listening to him. But yeah, it was just like, I love you too.
Oh.
I have two that are really embarrassing. One of them is is maybe too graphic for the podcast. So
Does
you
it
have
involve
to,
a jar of mayonnaise?
No, it's really funny though. I'll tell the other one first, but they're both incredibly embarrassing for me. Okay, so one, my family was we're not like super rich. My parents were military, so didn't have a lot of money. But my brother and I would save up our allowance to do things, but we'd always have like $8. So, we play like one round of bowling and then we're broke. So we'd go to this place at the PX. You know what a PX is? It's like a military.
It's like a grocery store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, that's a commissary. The PX is like a Walmart.
Okay.
Okay.
But they used to have this food court sort of outside of the main PX, and it was like lots of different like fast food places or whatever. So we'd go there and we'd get like a water cup, and then we'd go fill it up with soda. That was like our racket, like our cool, like look at us fucking totally Ocean's 11ing these pieces of shit. They don't even know we're stealing.
I used to do something kind of like that at the grocery store I lived behind when I was a kid.
Well, I mean, it's a good heist.
Yeah.
Good heist for young people to get cut
Well,
their teeth on.
I was essentially stealing like full-size bottles of soda.
Oh, well, that's different.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Rachel's. Oh my god.
I mean, God.
She cyber sex with one guy on AOL, and all of a
It's
sudden,
like you did.
like,
You
now-
stealing
now
2
she's-
liters.
No, they had
It's a fucking rebel.
they had like
Right?
a stand of like bottles of soda, and there was a thing going on where the cap might say that you got a free bottle, but
Right.
I forget what kind of drink it was, but it was clear. So if you just turn the bottle upside down, you could read.
Oh, you were
cap.
just that.
And so I
This
would
is
just-
becoming softer as it goes on. That's what
This,
the guy said.
this went from Pornhub to Showtime like
Right.
that.
So anyway, so we're at this in the PX area of the food court. We're sitting down at this table, and my brother has this brilliant idea. You've heard of if life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Well,
Yeah.
they had these packets of ketchups and stuff like that, and they had lemon juice packets. So my brother goes up, gets a cup of water, and then he goes and gets a handful of coffee sugars and a bunch of lemon packets, like lemon juice packets. And he comes back and he has them all like on like unfolded napkins. He's got like this alchemy set, like multiple little cups and fucking like a coffee stirring spoon. And he's like adding lemon juice out of the packets and then like a little bit of sugar and then stirring it and tasting it, adding some water. And then he's like making lemonade in like a lab setting, right? And he's doing it at a table where every single person at the counters of the restaurant could see him doing it. Every other person that's on their lunch break is watching this kid do that. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, dude, can you try to be subtle? And he's just like, I almost got it right. And he's like talking real loud. And he's like, and I'm like, we are the poorest people on the planet. And my brother is making lemonade out of condiments. And I was just like, Dad, can we please get $2 extra for lemonade? I just remember being so like deeply in my heart, like ashamed of my of my brother in that moment.
Oh.
Sorry. He
God.
also used to put Slim Jims in the netting of his swim trunks.
What?
What? Okay, wait a minute. I got a new game coming up after this. Now, wait a minute. Just finish the story, though.
It's so stupid. He used to like not have. They didn't have pockets, right? So he used to just like throw these little mini ones that my parents used to get us for like treats or snacks or whatever, and he just throw like 10 of them in the little netting in the swim trunks, which is where like your balls go. We just load him up with Slim Jims, and then he'd just go out, and like hours later, he'd grab one and pull it out.
And he'd snap into a Slim Jim.
And I'm like, this is he's a weird kid. All right. Anyway,
All right, so I had an idea. So you were talking about embarrassing stories. You brought up your siblings. I want to talk about stupid sibling stories.
oh man, I got a billion.
Okay.
I think I told a bunch of them on one of our intros.
So So I have 2 great ones about my brother who is dumb as a fucking stump. And you can leave this in. I don't give a shit. He's not smart enough to know how to use the internet, so fuck him.
Ouch.
So back when this was probably when I was 14, 15, my brother is 2 years younger than I am. My sister is 2 years younger than he is. And during the summer, my mom, who worked for my grandfather, was only about maybe 10 minutes away from the house where she worked. So we stayed at home during the summer, and I basically ran the house. Well, my brother was always constantly doing shit he had no business doing and had absolutely, didn't listen to me, even though I was in charge, all that kind of stupid shit.
I got a story already. Okay.
Yeah, so my dad, at that point in time still liked to go out and hunt every once in a while.
Right.
And wasn't so much big into like hunting with a gun, but had a compound bow.
Oh,
And he
like he used to like to hunt with a battle axe. You know, like you do.
Well, he had a compound bow, but he also had a blow dart gun that he would either like go after squirrels with or birds and stuff like that. Yeah,
Right.
Don't ask me.
Wow.
So and it's basically a
Hitting
tube
bird with
about
blow dart.
yeah,
That's
it's a tube, about maybe a quarter of an inch diameter on the inside, and it's like this long. It's got a mouthpiece on it. So my brother, yeah, I know, yeah, and you blow into it, Dees. Yes, that's the joke.
So like your staff.
Message
Yeah,
me.
like my staff. Yes,
Join my chat room.
that's right. So he was infatuated with this stupid thing because, and my dad would always go to great lengths to hide the damn thing away from him. And he would always still find my dad wasn't obviously interested in locking it behind anything. But one day we're at home and I'm in my bedroom and I can't remember what I was doing, but he comes in and he's got the damn blowgun in his hand. And I'm like, you're not supposed to have that. Go put it up or I'm going to call Mom. You're not going to call Mom. Okay, so I reach for my phone, and he decides to bluff me, and he puts the blowgun up to his mouth like he's going to shoot me with it. And I'm like, what are you doing? I'm going to shoot you if you pick up the phone and call Mom. Whatever. So I go to pick up the receiver, because this is, fucking 1991, so there weren't even fucking cordless phones or whatever, but I go to pick up the phone, and he blows into the gun. Now, why my dad decided to leave a dart on the inside of it, I have no idea. No. Right into my pointer finger. And I'm just looking at it, and there's a little trickle of blood that comes down. I mean, it didn't go in deep. It probably went in maybe a quarter of an inch, but, I'm 15 and I'm fucking freaked out. He turns white as a fucking sheet, and his eyes are just super big, and it's like the Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner, and he's gone. I've still got the phone in my hand, and all I can do is dial my mom's, my grandfather's business, and I put the thing up to my ear, and I still got the damn dart in my finger, mind you, and I put the phone up to my ear, and she answers the phone, and all I can say is, Mom, Dustin shot me. That's all that comes out of my mouth.
No.
Now, I'm not kidding you. Between the time I said that, she was right next to me. She was standing right the fuck there. And she's like, what happened? And all I can do is, and I'm kind of in shock, and all I can do is just show her my finger, and there's a dart, and she looks at it, and she just goes, and she just pulls it out. And then she looked at me, and she just goes, where is he? And I went, I think he's hiding under your bed. Now, my parents weren't big into corporal punishment, but the first thing she did was went straight to my closet, got a belt, and I didn't see them for 10 fucking minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And then my dad went after him when he got home, too. And then after that, the blowgun didn't exist anymore. But yeah, that's the time my brother shot me.
My dad used to have this ring. It's like a pewter, Native American ring. My dad was a half Iroquois or whatever. And he had this big fucking ring, and they used to call it Thumper. It was like wind. It looked like wind, but it had a face in the wind. It was like if we found a magic item that was cursed. Yeah, that's what this looked like. It was like a screaming face made of wind. And it was
sounds
terrifying.
like a +1 to me.
It's terrifying sounding describing it, but we used to call it Thumper. And the reason we called it Thumper is because whenever we do something stupid, he would take his hand and go on the top of our head. As and he would be like, Thumper says that's stupid, or don't be dumb, right? I used to do that shit all the time. And it got to the point where when we did something stupid, we were like, I'm gonna get thumped. It wasn't super painful or anything. It was just I fucked up. It was sort of how nuns slap your hand with a ruler. Yeah. It's not super painful, but it is a corrective thing.
And that depends on the nun.
Right?
And I still think all the time about Thumper, and actually I think my mom would yell at him to stop wearing it, right? Because he was doing it. We were all teenagers at the time, and so it was the thumps were more frequent. So he was
you're going to give the kids brain damage.
They don't have extra brain cells. Don't waste them on that. But yeah, so I think there was a conversation, and he took it off and put it in a drawer somewhere. Well, it was years later. I'm in my, I don't know, maybe late 20s, 25, 26, 27. And I find this ring, and I'm like, oh my God. I felt like he's not looking for it. No one knows where it is. I could have this. I could wield the thumper power for myself. And I remember I was like, I'm just gonna move it somewhere else. I'm not gonna wear it, right? I don't know if I'm ready to wield the thump, but I'm gonna take it with me and keep it somewhere else, right? Well, so like I take it and I put it away, and then I think this is when I was in college, and then it might have been younger than that, and it doesn't matter. My one day I go back and I'm going through my drawer for something, and the thumper's not there, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then boom, on the top of my fucking head. He's like, don't touch my things. And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, I just remember that so clearly because I still can feel it when I know I did something stupid. I'm like,
it's like Pavlov's bell.
yeah. I don't know. It's one of those weird things. I remember thinking about it all the time. My brother is not. He's a good guy. Let's put it that way.
I know that saying. Yeah,
got a good heart.
Yeah.
Counts a little slower.
Yeah, he breathes. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, he's not stupid. I don't want to like. Never mind. Not dumb.
Good.
But he's not reading like science papers on his time off. If you get what I'm saying. He really likes The Office. That's how I'll say it. That's a nice way of saying it.
Okay.
He really enjoys The Office. Right. Anyway, so he used to get thumped a lot more than the rest of us. But oh man. I still think about that thing all the time. It's weird the types of things that can enter the back of your mind.
No pun intended.
It was bigger than I remember. Like when I was a kid, it seemed like when I was a kid it seemed massive, but then as I got older I realized it was just a ring.
Yeah.
But then like in my memory, I guess it continued shrinking in my mind until I found it, and then I saw it and I was like, that was a pretty big ring.
On this week's episode of Ring or Butthole.
Oh man.
The crew of Freelance Heroism.
No, I mean I told you guys about the time my brother robbed the Girl Scouts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was in an intro. I loved that one. Then my brother filled up a fucking super soaker with gasoline with lawnmower gas.
Oh,
I've got another. I've got another story.
Serial killer shit.
Oh, I've got another story. I've got another story. Oh, this is God. God, how did I not lead with this one? Fuck, Nathan, you're stupid. Okay.
Thumper time.
Oh, it's worse than Thumper. This is great. All right. So my brother was probably 14 at the time. We had a kid who lived around the street, down the corner. We lived on not a cul-de-sac, but a U. Like the street went down. Yeah, horseshoe. And the kid down the street was always doing stupid shit. But, he was like a year older than my brother, but a year younger than I was. And my brother always thought he was like the coolest guy, and he was just a dumb fuck. Okay.
Right.
Well, apparently this kid would take shotgun shells out of his dad's garage because it's Texas. So, of course, you just keep your shotgun shells in your garage.
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you?
Where the hot sun can get it.
Yeah. But he would saw them open and extract the black powder, the gunpowder from it.
Right.
And he would go out in the street on the asphalt and he would put a little bit down on like the yellow painted line in the middle of the road. And he would take a lighter, like the long extension lighter, and he'd light it and it would, flare.
Right.
Ooh, cool, big shit. My brother was a pyromaniac.
Yeah, I've done it.
Yeah. So my brother decides this is the coolest thing, ever. I'm going to do it too. So, of course, my dad didn't have shotgun shells, so he stole one out of our neighbor's garage because, again, Texas. But my brother decides, well, if a little bit of black powder is a little flash, then a lot of black powder will be a big flash, right? Okay.
Oh, shit.
So my brother, as best we can tell, emptied somewhere between 4 and 6 shotgun shells worth of gunpowder.
Oh, God.
And he decided to take a Coke can and cut it in half and dump it into the Coke can, right? So my brother goes out, does this, gets the lighter. Now, like a dumbass, he decides to stand directly over it.
Oh no.
When he
Yes! Yes!
So, of course, we don't see any of this happening. My mom and myself are sitting on our couch in the living room watching TV. It was a Saturday morning. And we're sitting there watching TV, and we hear the door open from the garage and then the door open from the utility room. And he comes through the kitchen and he walks by us. Well, when he walks by us, he's got his shirt up over his head, cinched like a garbage bag. And he just comes walking through the house. And he walks past us, and he goes into the hallway and bears left and goes down to the bathroom, and we hear the door shut. And my mom and I are like, I mean, he's always doing stupid shit. So we kind of like turn and look at each other. And before we can utter a single word, the stench of burnt hair just bowls us over and knocks us off the couch. He singed like all of this, eyebrows gone, what little bit of facial hair he had was gone. 2nd-degree burns on his hand, 1st-degree burns on his face from the flash. But that was the kind of stupid shit he was always doing. But, you know, I'll never forget the sight of him coming with the shirt pulled up over his head, just bobbing along. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And, oh, God, the smell of burnt hair, I never want to smell that again. I can still smell that after that. I know what that smells like.
To take it in the opposite direction from fire, we used to play football behind our house, right? All the GI kids, all the kids that were like on base would play in the same backyard. We had this massive like backyard, and we had like rock placements for like the end zones to play football in. And we'd use the same rocks for bases for baseball. And so like, but it was snowing real bad, and it was like snow everywhere. This was in Maryland, and it was like, I don't know if you've ever been in Maryland. When it snows, it can get, you know, thick.
Yeah.
But so we're playing football out there, and it had been snowing, and this is like the first game. And I just had been, you know, when it's snowing real bad and nobody's coming outside, everyone's just kind of fucking getting amped up when you're a kid. So we get out there to play football, and they split the teams up, and we're on defense first. And I literally crushed this kid, tackling him like every time he touches the ball. Every time he touches it, I just like lay him out, right? And my dad told his friend Alan, who kind of lived in the area, he came by to visit or whatever, and he's like, look out there in the backyard. This is after we're done playing. And it's just this kid's body print in the ground, like every 5 feet. Like every 5 feet. And he's like, my son did that. He was like, what is it? And he was like, my son's defensive player of the year. It was just body prints all over the back. And I just remember thinking, I was like, man, I could have played football if I just, you know, were dumber a little. Do you guys want to play a game, or you guys want to tell more stories? Or
I found a couple other would you rather if you want to go back to that.
let's do that.
All right. Would you rather accidentally grab someone's hand on a train and have to spend the next hour continuing to hold their hand? Or would you rather accidentally swing your palm into a stranger's crotch while walking next to them and have to keep it there?
Train hand.
Wait.
I will hold hands.
Wait.
Actually, no. I tell you what. You don't have to keep it there. You don't have to keep it. You don't have to keep it on the crotch. You have to either hold the hand for an hour after you touch it, or hit somebody's crotch once.
I don't know.
How hard can I hit it?
It just says.
There might be an argument though for keeping your hand on the crotch. Like if you'd have to do both, I might do the crotch.
What, eminent domain?
Yeah. But this
Manifest
is Jersey,
Destiny,
right?
bitches, we're taking it.
Some weird form of prima nocta.
No. I just that was a weird joke for the Marvel universe too, by the way. Yeah, but like if I swung my hand and hit a person's hand and then like had to hold their hand, that implies like a relationship with a rando on a bus. If I touch their crotch, once we're done, we're clearly not hanging out. Once we're done, we're not hanging out. This just worked out for the hour, you know? I don't know. I guess I would if it's not for a whole hour, then just tap the crotch. Yeah.
Okay.
Because then I can be like, oh, my bad.
Okay.
Can we ask them the capital of Thailand first?
All right. This one
We
actually
used to play the game
this
as kids.
this one actually makes me cringe. Would you rather sit
Rachel,
on?
hold on, Rachel didn't
Oh,
answer.
yes, she did. She said crotch.
No,
Or-
I said hold
crotch?
hand.
Oh,
No,
you
she
said hold
said
hands.
hands.
That's right.
Yes.
How dare you, Nate?
Sorry.
Don't try to change what I said.
She said crotch.
No.
Rachel did?
I was like,
Rachel.
wow. Like that is the most...
Well, it's late at night. Anyway, all right. Would you rather sit on stage while 100 people sing happy birthday to you,
God.
or make a joke in front of 100 people and have no one laugh?
That second one.
Oh, I've done the second one before.
Yeah, I want to do that. I want to,
Yeah.
Dude. There's something really freeing about telling a joke and no one laughing and getting through it. It feels good.
Yeah.
Like in the moment, it's the worst feeling in the entire world. But once you're done with it, everything else for the rest of the month feels amazing. I've bombed on stage a few times, and let me tell you, there's this place down here that used to do open mics. It's called Joe's Underground, right?
Mhm.
And open mics there are the worst in the world. Right, and I'll tell you why. Because the bar staff that used to work there would interrupt your set to comment on the joke.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was
Ooh.
insane. Like, they're the ones that are supposed to tell the people to shut the fuck up, right?
Yeah.
They're interrupting your set. You've got 5 minutes to tell jokes,
Oh,
and
damn.
these motherfuckers are interrupting to be like, "What did he say?" I'm like, oh my god.
Statler and
rhythm.
Waldorfing it? That sounds
The
horrible.
Rhythm. He was the bartender. Like, he runs the place. Can't do that. Oh, yeah, but when you tell a joke and it goes flat, that feeling, like, it feels like you're in a jar on an alien's desk and they're like rattling the jar and they're just like, wow, look at him, he's trying. Ugh. But I mean, when you're done, everything else feels 1,000,000% better. Like, you ever eaten food immediately after? I don't know if you've ever bombed on stage, but if you ever done it, immediately go get some food. It tastes so much better than being on stage. Oh,
Oh,
I,
all right.
it's like ecstasy for everything else that happens afterwards.
So our state recently celebrated the bicentennial, and before that they were like filming different like important state locations, and because I work at the state library, they filmed like a little thing there. And at one point the state librarian walked over to me while I was working at the desk, and he's like, they're filming B-roll footage essentially, so we're just going to pretend to have a conversation. I was like, okay, sure. And then I forgot about it, and a couple months later everybody came to the meeting room so we could all watch the video that they had made, except that they'd made several videos, like each one highlighting, like, this one's about the library and this one's about the museum and this one's just about main authors and stuff like that. And for every single video they included the B-roll clip of me and the state librarian talking, and so every time I showed up on the screen, everyone in the staff room would turn and look at me.
Oh,
It was the same clip, but every single time they would all look at me.
Oh.
yep, still the same person. What's up, guys? Did that make you feel uncomfortable?
Intensely uncomfortable. I hated it.
Here's the thing: if no one's looking at me, I want people looking at me, right? Like, if no one's looking at me, I'm upset that no one's paying attention to me. But if someone is paying attention, like, I got in trouble. I was at the PX again. I was looking at laptops, and this guy, this GI, was like staring at me from across the room. Like, I don't know if he thought I was. This is probably what happened. He probably thought, is that like Steven, right? Like, that looks like Steven. I can't tell if that's. I don't want to be awkward, but he was staring at me, and I caught him, and I looked away. I was like, just let it go, Dees. Don't freak out on this guy, right? Because, society doesn't like it when you do that. And he just kept doing it, and I finally turned at him. I'm like, "Do you need me to walk the fuck up?" I just like lost my shit on this guy, just like loudly in a crowd, me and him now eye to eye, and he was like, "That's not Steven." It's weird. It's weird how it works. Like, I don't know. If one person's staring at me, I'm upset. If a bunch of people are staring at me, I'm fine, I guess.
All right, here's the next one. Or actually, I'm sorry, D-Walk, did you?
Now you can go.
All right. Would you rather clog the toilet at someone else's house or accidentally lose bladder control on their sofa?
Ooh, I don't know.
Oh shit.
You could argue the toilet's their fault. It's their fault for having a shitty toilet.
Yeah, I mean, they should have taken care of their pipes better.
I have also. You could sort of make it into a point of pride. I take thick shits, bro. They're dense man shits.
Oh shit, dude! I just gonna kill me for this one.
That's a T-shirt right there. I take.
We just moved into the new lab, and there was normally only just 2 techs in this main lab, but this is before COVID and all this shit went down. We just moved into the new lab, so I had all my techs with me moving all this shit in. Well, the only 2 techs in there was a dude and a girl, and so 4 more dudes came in here and just ransacked this toilet
At the same time, like they all shared a corner.
Oh, you know it, dude.
Yeah.
You know,
back to back to back to back.
Right.
With our powers combined.
All right. Well, when the final one goes through, he fucked up the toilet so bad it plugged them both, the guys and the girls' side.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And then he's trying to sit there and like, oh no, dude, it was all of us combined. And we're like, nah, dude, most of us just, yeah, no, dude, that's all you, bro.
Man, I'm telling you, sometimes my brother, he would take a shit in the toilet and then he'd want to show me. And you know what? No, seriously. And like normally that is so gross to me. I'm just like, I don't want to see your turd.
Yeah.
But when you see it, you're instantly impressed. You're like, wow.
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
My little
One
brother would
solid
do that.
piece. How did you do that?
Dude,
My
that's a
little
fucking
brother
rhino.
would do that.
Yeah. My brother would take these shits though that were so big around. They're like a fucking like.
Oh man.
You know what I mean? Like they're like you ever seen one of those oversized sausages, like those bolognas, like they make in Germany?
Like the Hillshire Farm meat lugs. You get a
Yeah. But like he would take a poop that was like as big around as like a chunky soup can, and it would be like it'd be like a 1.5 feet long, unbroken. And I'm like, how is that inside you? Unbroken.
That's actually a sign of
it was like
unhealthy diet.
It was like if you were watching a chicken lay an egg and the video glitched and it left like one of those artifacting trails between it. Like, wow. That is massive. Like you want to be like, that's gross, but you're looking at it and you're like, the edges are so smooth. Just like gross.
Oh, Deece, you do have to look. You have to look at the link I posted in the chat here. No. It's not. No, it's
took a shit and sent you a picture.
It's just a story, but it's a story. You're trust me. Anyway,
this is not poop related, but it is bathroom related.
Okay.
So
Rachel wants to belong.
I used
She
to
wants to talk pee with us for a minute.
No, I used to we would all game at my friend's house. Actually, Breaker, who is one of our patrons, and we would always play at his house, and he was like, his house was like quintessential bachelor pad. I'm sorry, Breaker, but
yeah, like a beanbag chair, a TV, and like 400 Coke cans.
It was like
it's like a cable spool for a coffee table.
2 mismatched old couches that were like against the walls, and then like the table was for a while a collection of tables. And then
did he have a sheet over the where the curtains would be, like a blanket or something?
Yes,
yeah, that's how it works.
And for a while he had this giant piece of plywood that was just propped up in his living room, and every time he was like, I'm gonna turn that into one giant gaming table so I don't have all these mismatched uneven tables pressed against each, and he never did. One day it was just gone, and like it was like a 2-bedroom house, but like one of the bedrooms was just filled with boxes
as one
for a couple of years. But the bathroom, like he didn't even have soap in the bathroom, and it was just like me and like 8 other guys who were playing, so I was the only one who cared about there not being soap. So like I went to Bed Bath & Beyond and I bought like 4 fancy soaps and like some hand towels and stuff, and I brought them, like, put these in the bathroom, like everyone can use them, you know, as in I will be the only one who uses them, but like you need to have And I told one of my friends about it, and she was like, yeah, so now when he has girls over, will actually be happy that he has soap in the bathroom.
'Cause that was the turning point.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right. Would you rather wave at someone who is waving at the person behind you,
Mhm.
or greet someone you used to know and they don't remember who you are?
Oh, first one.
First one?
Yeah. for
Yeah,
sure.
that happened all the time in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be like, oh, you can see how this could be a mistake, right? But if they just don't remember you, you're just like, God damn, that's some cold shit. I would like to think that I'm memorable to everyone that meets me. That would be upsetting to me if someone didn't remember me. I would be bummed.
You'd be bummed.
Yeah, I mean, my name is Deese. You know how weird that is? Come on, man. I'm giving you all the tools you need to remember me. By the way, every time I've ever met a person, they go, Deese, like Deese nuts? And I'm like, yeah. Just like that. You're original and cool and interesting.
Oh, fuck. I consider that a missed opportunity.
Right?
No, don't. I immediately dislike people who make that.
Okay.
That joke. I'm like, clever. Because like they thought I'm the first person who's
I
ever
never
thought
said
of this.
that.
So I'm gonna say it now so that I'll be the first forever. And I'm like, you're easily the 900th person.
Yeah. And go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
All right. Would you rather have someone walk in on you on the toilet during a first date?
Okay.
Or-
the person you're dating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or go in for a kiss when they're going in for a hug?
I don't know. While I'm taking a shit, like I'm pooping and they walk in. Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying?
No,
Okay,
no,
okay.
no,
So
you're not
they-
going to
so-
kiss someone on the toilet.
So they walk in you in the bathroom
Yeah.
While you're pooping.
on the
While you're
first date.
pooping on the,
On the first-
during your first date,
Or
or at the end of the
when they
date,
go in
let's
to
say,
hug you, you try to kiss them.
Yeah,
I don't know. If you said peeing, I'd be fine. If you said pooping, that's different. Stand up peeing is different because I still maintain my position of height. You know what I mean? There's like a-
you feel vulnerable
Oh,
when you're seated.
sitting down. Yeah, you're sitting down. You lost all your you know
You're commanding.
your elevicity.
Well, not only
you're-
that, but you can't like easily get away either.
No, you can't turn and hide.
I don't want to turn and hide. I'll turn at him. I'm like, "What's up, yo? I'm gonna pee on you."
Want me to write your
No.
name?
No, I mean, if someone walks in, you always want to be pissing as opposed to shitting.
Well,
Ideally,
yeah.
Well, it says on the toilet, so I'm going to assume that means in the seated position.
yeah. But if a woman's the person they walked in on, they don't clarify. I guess it doesn't change anything. It's still a seated position. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. What do you guys think?
I'm gonna probably less embarrassing. Probably be the bathroom.
I
Less
think so.
embarrassing.
I think that would be less embarrassing because the embarrassment is probably going to fall more on the person who walks in
Open the
on
door.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas you're the one committing the embarrassing act by
Yeah.
misreading the signal.
And that could go.
I don't know, but you can always
like
upsell.
really bad sideways.
You could always upsell it. From the other-
Upsell it.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Like they went for a hug, and you're just like in your head. You could put up this like ego wall where you could be
Yeah.
like, they didn't think they had a shot with me. That's
I thought you were going to go a different way. I thought you were going to like trying to escalate it or something like. I went in for you went in for a hug. I went in for a kiss. Fuck you. No, I'm going to go in and like grab your boob or something. just
this
play
is sexual warfare.
They brought a knife. I brought a tank.
And Johnny, that's how you were born.
Oh, no.
We didn't know where it would stop, but we all went for the nuclear option. It started off as a hug and ended up as 9 months later you were born.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know. Like that is a weird thing. I don't think I could ever misread a vibe that hard. I don't think.
Hmm.
I don't think in the moment where that event happens, I don't think I could misread the vibe. Maybe it happens.
Yeah, I misread it once. That didn't end well.
Awkward.
Yeah,
Awkward.
it was. It was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then definitely that one then.
Yeah.
If I don't know, I don't. Maybe. I would say that one then. Yeah. Rachel, what do you think?
Gosh, I don't know, because I've been on like the rejecting end where someone like
Where you're the one
snoops on
giving the
you,
hug.
and you're like, yeah, we're like I'm the person giving the hug.
Oh.
Like it's okay. Oh no! Whoa!
Like,
no.
As friends.
But what? Okay, so in your mind when that happened,
Mhm.
what were you thinking? Like, what was going through your head? Like, is this really, dude? Was that what you were thinking?
Not like really, dude, but just more like I didn't feel like I was putting out, hey,
Right.
like let's go beyond friends vibes.
Right.
So I'm always sort of surprised by it, I guess.
Did you like my painted miniatures? Oh my god, she's totally coming on to me.
Right.
Look at my collection of Aquatine Hunger Force DVDs. She wants me. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That feels like a vibe. Hug and kiss are miles apart, in my opinion. Right? Those seem like something you should be able to read.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. But it is also difficult for the guy's perspective because he's like,
Yeah, 'cause
he's
you gotta-
expected to make that move.
That's true. That is the sort of norm.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys misread kindness as more than kindness.
That's
Yeah.
true.
But if they didn't, we
Um,
wouldn't have a species. So-
Yeah.
I'm trying to find.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm running out of good ones.
Would you rather only? Hold on. No, that's gross. That's too gross. There's no way. That one side's clearly.
After you guys have been talking about poop for 90 minutes.
No. This one is poop oriented, but it was poop adjacent.
Poop adjacent.
Let's pick a character for each other person. The three of the other people will pick a cartoon character that is similar to the other person.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay. Give it a shot.
Try to be crafty. Don't make it too obvious. Let's do. You want to randomize?
Sure.
I'll roll a
right
D4. Hold on. Oh, that's Patreon. That's dice rolling. Okay. All right. Rachel's 1. I'm 2. D-Walk, you're 3. Nate's 4. Okay. Rachel.
Okay.
I think, and this is just my opening bid.
Oh no.
Do you remember the chipmunk girl from?
Rescue Rangers.
Rescue Rangers.
Yes, Gadget or something like that.
Gadget.
Is it Gadget?
Gadget.
Is it
I
Gadget?
I
Gadget?
think it's Gadget.
Gadget.
I'll look it up. Hold on.
I vaguely remember her.
Yeah, I remember her.
Yep.
That's fitting.
Is it because I have buck teeth? And they're
No.
rotten, like, is that why?
No, it's because she's way smarter than everyone else in the group. And she kind of knows what they're supposed to be doing when everyone gets sidetracked by stupid shit.
Yeah.
Uh,
Also,
she's kind of like the editor of the podcast.
Yeah.
God damn it, internet! You and your fucking Rule 34 horse shit.
Oh no.
Oh,
Whoa!
got a
Seriously.
safe search, man. Come on.
I was
the
just-
internet in 2020. What are you doing? It's
Gadget
like
Rescue
Cyberpunk
Rangers.
out
That's
here.
all I fucking looked up. I swear. It's like,
What else? What is Ducky like? She's studious. She reads a lot. There's Belle from Beauty and the Beast. Is your dad
Velma?
crazy and makes robot spiders? No.
Would Velma from Scooby Doo be too far?
Velma from Scooby. Didn't she just recently come out as a lesbian?
Did she?
I think so.
There's been a lot of like different
I wasn't aware of that.
iterations of Velma, right? They have,
Yeah,
like, different-
there's been.
There's like a live action Scooby Doo now, isn't there?
There's a bunch of live action.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
been a couple of live actions.
There's a live action one I watched the other night. It didn't have the whole cast though.
Yeah. Talk about Rule 34 already.
Just the dog. Just the dog.
Oh,
Oh,
Kidding. I'm kidding.
I don't know. I want to say there's.
What do you think, Rachel? Do you want to add some input?
I love Belle from Beauty and the Beast. I don't know if I'm as nice as Belle. Like, I feel like externally I'm very nice, but sometimes like internally I'm like, I could be
Yeah.
a better person.
You're saying that the inside of you is a spite monster.
Yes.
And
you do know she
So
did
I'm-
ignore most of the town people, right?
I think
It wasn't that
Rachel
she was
and I
nice
think-
to them.
They were
She just-
jerks to her.
I'm not saying they weren't, but she did. She nicely blew them off. I mean,
I don't
I think
know.
Rachel and I are similar a lot in the way we think, but she doesn't say the shit that she thinks, and I almost always do.
Is Daria too much of a stretch?
Daria's
I
a
love
good one.
Daria.
That's where I was
Oh,
going. That's what I was thinking.
Very good
Daria's a
fit.
good one.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Rachel doesn't come off quite as acerbic, but
Yeah.
Man, I wish that was still on TV.
well,
Damn.
don't rule it out entirely because Comedy
God.
Central is bringing Beavis and Butthead back.
They changed the
Oh
art style,
Lord.
too.
Oh, are
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
So there's speculation that may come back as well.
Yeah, but Beavis and Butthead in today's world?
Yeah, I know.
Uh,
Mike Judge thinks it's worth it. I don't know.
Okay,
Comedy
so-
Central. Yeah.
yeah,
So the
maybe.
three we have is Gadget, Bell.
All right.
Oh, what about Penny from Inspector Gadget?
I don't
Mm,
She's the one solving all the problems.
Agreed, but I feel like
Yeah.
Penny is far too one-dimensional a character.
She's the only one that has any dimensions in that cartoon.
well, yeah, but still
Dr.
doesn't.
Claw's a glove. He's just a glove. He doesn't
True.
even have a single dimension. It's just, I don't know. Okay, so the three that we for sure locked in on
Mhm.
was Gadget, Belle, and Daria.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
What do you think, Rachel, out of those?
I think those are good. Do I have to pick one of those three?
Yeah, pick one of those three.
I don't know. It's pretty close between Gadget and Belle, I think.
Okay. A Bell Gadget.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to roll a d6 now. So I'll be 1, D-Walk 2, Nate will be 3, and then 4, 5, 6. Oh, just, I guess 1, 2 is me, 3, 4 is D-Walk.
All right.
4, D-Walk.
Oh shit.
I'm trying to think.
Don't ask me why. Yogi Bear.
He does remind me
Hey,
a little bit
boo-boo.
of Yogi Bear. You're not Southern enough to be Foghorn, but I feel like they have a lot of the same vibe. That like kind of confident guy who's like,
Yeah.
does that make sense?
Yeah.
I get a Barney Rubble vibe from you too.
Yes.
Does that
Very
make
much
sense?
so.
Because Fred Flintstone's kind of an asshole, right? But Barney Rubble's just the good guy neighbor who's always down to help his friend out, no matter how fucking ridiculous his friend is. It's like, you know what we should do? We should break a bunch of laws in order to get a $10 discount to a fucking. It's like, all right, man, I'm with you. So, like, dude, Barney Rubble's down to ride. You know what I'm saying? Like, Barney Rubble will hide the bodies. I don't think we think about that enough. But if Fred Flintstone killed a dude,
Yeah, Barney
Barney's-
would hide it.
Barney
Yep.
would help him hide the body. Barney is one down-ass motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm never going to watch the Flintstones the same again.
Yeah, man. Think about him as like. Do you remember The Sopranos? Have everyone watched The Sopranos?
I haven't not watched all the way through, but I'm familiar enough.
Do you remember
Yeah.
Silvio? His consigliere.
Mm-hmm.
That's another guy for D-Walk. He's not a cartoon character, but he might as well be. He's fantastic. He's my favorite character in that him and Polly. Who else? Oh, what's his name? From Gargoyles, older guy. Hudson.
Oh shit! Nice.
Oh.
And the guy what's his name? Jiro from Avatar. I don't know. You seem to have like this kindly elder wisdom too, even though you and I are probably pretty close to the same age. You have kids, so you get 10 extra years.
Thanks. With the
Oh, he
white
doesn't
hair, I
get
feel
them.
like
He
so-
had to take them. That was not his
Yeah.
choice. Yeah.
No, the kids came. They came with the white hair.
What do you think, D-Walk? Do any of those feel right?
Yeah.
Can I? I don't
Yeah.
Okay. This might sound weird, but young Enzo from Reboot.
Oh yeah, kind of like how he's sort of like the I don't know what I don't know what aspect of this, but he's sort of like happy all the time, even in like shitty situations.
Yeah, and sort of like
Always upbeat.
Yeah. But also definitely causes trouble. Also, I don't know why, but like in the like I think I'm older than you, David, and I think that's part of it, but like in terms of like how we're all friends, I think of like you as like the younger brother to me.
How old
Aw,
are you, D-Walk?
35.
Oh, okay.
Jesus, are you guys older than I thought you were?
How old do you think I am?
I thought you were like 29.
Yeah, okay, good. Good, we'll just ride that out.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure. I figured you to be 29. I figured Rachel to be about 26 or 27.
We
And I figured D walk around 31.
How old are you, Nate?
How old am I? 42.
Yeah, just old.
Yeah.
We don't even ask Jake anymore. He's forgotten.
And what sucks is that I was really hoping my 42nd birthday would be neat, but no, it hasn't. But this 42nd year on the planet has sucked. It's like, fuck the life or the universe and everything.
my birthday was like a week after everything got shut down.
Shut down.
And like I had gotten for my birthday I was going to go see a concert that was happening like my birthday weekend, and it got postponed for 2 months after. And then it got postponed again to like September, and 2 days ago the venue is closing.
Oh,
Oh
jeez.
my god.
So I'm
Boy,
never
that's the
I'm never
most
going to
closed
this
down.
concert.
I had a convention that my brother got me tickets for, right? Like 4-day tickets to this Atlanta Comic-Con or whatever. And that's just I don't even know
What?
where to
Dragon
tickets.
Con or?
No, it's called Atlanta Comic-Con.
Okay.
But I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this ticket. It's been postponed so many times. They didn't even post guests because
Frame it.
I don't know. I don't know where he bought the ticket from, so I don't know who to call about rescheduling or I don't. Well. So D-Walk, did you pick one of the? Or do you have a better suggestion?
No. I like Yogi.
Yogi's a cool dude. He wears a tie even though he doesn't have to. He's dressed
Not
for
just a
success.
tie, a collar and a tie.
He wears a collar with no shirt. How
I know,
that guy
it's-
is proper
Yeah.
as fuck for a bear. That's a good one. All right, Nate, are you ready?
As ready as I'm going to be.
I'm gonna roll a D2. I'll be 1, you'll be 2. Yeah. All right, it's mine.
Okay.
Be gentle.
Ooh.
Tony Stark.
He's sort of a cartoon. Yeah, he's a comic.
No, from the Iron Man cartoon.
Yeah.
Oh, for the cartoon. I'm not rich enough. That'd be nice though. That's a nice comparison though. Is it because of the beard?
No. Just kind of like I don't mean ego in the bad sense, but the cockiness of it, the way he worked around the other Avengers or Force Works.
When you say, I don't mean ego in the bad sense. I'm like, I don't take it in the bad sense.
Yeah. So it's like, he knew what he was going to do. It doesn't matter what the others were going to do. I mean, most of the time it always worked out right, but he always had his fucking plan.
Also, I shit in my clothes. Just like he does. I'm not rich enough to have a filtration system yet, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the low hanging fruit, but I think it is absolutely appropriate. I would absolutely go for Yakko Warner.
Nice.
I just because of the
Emulated
wit,
my life.
the wit and the attitude is I think it's the closest parallel I can draw.
And I walk around the house in just pants.
Yeah,
that I shouldn't.
I'm gonna say the first thing that came to my mind was TJ from Recess.
Okay.
I don't know that
Okay.
one well enough.
That was the one with the kid with his hat flipped backwards, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm assuming there's more to it than his hat was backwards and they wear a backwards hat.
It's like a group of like school kids, and they're all just sort of like different kid archetypes. So there's like a nerdy one and there's like the sporty one, but TJ is like the
charismatic leader.
the charismatic leader who gets in trouble but then talks his way out of it.
That's nice.
And he wears a backwards cap.
The kind of
wears a backwards cap, and that's the part about you that
Yes, the hat.
links. It seems like the hat is really where we're focusing.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, there's a little Stewie Griffin there too.
Oh. What?
I don't fundamentally disagree with that. There's a little bit there. If I wanted to be honest,
If you want to
You
give
could-
me 1,000 picks to guess what you guys would have said, I would've
you could
never
you
said
could
Stewie
you could
Griffin.
sprinkle in, I think, to a degree, a little Eric Cartman and even a little
Oh!
Squidward tentacles.
Right?
Whoa!
Right?
Character assassination. Okay, I
I'm
see
not
how this
sa-
works. You guys
I'm
were
not
all
saying-
you guys were all like at the beginning. we're
I'm
gonna
not
give 'em some
saying
good
in
things.
general.
We're gonna pivot heavy into hat, and then we're gonna go way off the deep end.
Oh.
It's like, you want to be a sardonic, homoerogenous baby villain? Not particularly, but I guess. Do you have a penchant for musicals and Tad Hunter? Not really.
Well, I mean, you
Okay.
can take the articulate nature of Stewie Griffin. You can take the
Yeah.
complete and utter disdain for humanity to a certain extent from Squidward. You can sprinkle in a couple of.
Okay, I'm totally starting to see it now, and I don't like it. I'm uncomfortable with this comparison because it's becoming more visibly clear. It's time for Nate. Nate time.
God, ain't that-
Do Nate now. Let's do Nate. Let's talk about Nate.
This was your idea, remember?
I know. I didn't think I was going to get compared to fucking baby Stewie.
Dust.
Well, at least we didn't say it
I'm
was
kidding.
because you wear a diaper all the time.
I do. That's because I can't afford the poop machine. Or my
That's your-
Yakko pants.
Is that your defense against the 2-ply toilet paper?
Oh, yeah, because I can't fit. It's too tight back here. With my cushion and my rolled up fucking sponge.
And all your Slim Jims.
Oh, and all my Slim Jims.
Oh God.
Oh, let's make fun
And
of
if-
Rachel. Let's make fun of Rachel now.
No.
Freelancers, if you paid for Patreon, you could listen to this every week.
Let's see, Nate. Okay, so old needs to be in there.
I
Yeah.
get-
Old.
Yeah.
I get
That's the
kind
first
of
thing.
I get kind of a
Well,
space ghost, coast to coast.
I do. It's the voice. It's the
Yes.
voice.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Okay.
disagree with that.
Yeah, it's the voice. Yeah,
he's not grumpy enough to be cut, but he has all the stories.
that's true.
Oh, you just haven't known me long enough. I am plenty fucking grumpy.
Oh yeah, then you're perfect for Cup from Transformers.
Who is?
They call me Eeyore at work, if that gives you any indication. Okay.
That's a pretty good one. Like a mixture of Eeyore and Owl.
Yeah, yeah, I would take that. I would allow that.
Owlore.
Al Bundy,
I would be depressed too if
Oh.
someone was nailing my ass every day.
right?
Right? Like they just hammer his ass.
Hey, it all depends. You know what? Different strokes for different folks, right?
Yeah, but he's just depressed, and he's like, no one's ever asking him. They're just constantly, whatever.
Just no lube, just nail it.
Just he's depressed, man. Can someone please get that guy some help? Like,
I mean, at least give him
living
a
in the
Prozac
woods.
before you nail him.
Everyone else has a house. He just walks between houses. Like, "Can I
Forget
stay
the
here, please?"
forget the fucking tail. Give that donkey some goddamn Zoloft.
I'm
Right?
saying.
Oh,
There's definitely an archetype here that I'm trying to pin. I'm trying
Yeah.
to find a good one that's kind of well known. The voice on Space Ghost is so fucking clean, though. That's a
Oh,
good-
yeah.
very good
Yeah, it is.
observation. Can you just do a Space Ghost voice first? Because we might have just slam dunked it.
God, I'd have to put myself in the right frame of mind.
Do this.
I don't know. I need to go back to look at a clip or something and kind of, because I've got Space Ghost in my head, but then I also have Space Ghost Coast to Coast, which although the voices are the same, the cadence is different.
I always get a vibe of one of those 1920s radio announcers that do the commercials for like Tide and shit like that. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you ever pass out in a cold sweat after smoking your 4th pack of Pall Malls?
New Cooley cigarettes for kids.
They'll chill that fucker out. No, but you know what I'm talking about, right? That kind of.
I know what you're talking. Well, so, I mean, and you know, I
kinda
never
like
really.
the genie a little bit. Does that make sense from Aladdin?
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I can be expressive, sure.
Oh, I was thinking that you turn into cars.
Oh, well, that too. Sweet.
I think Cup is good,
Mhm.
but not. That's a little too old, I think, for Nate.
Yeah.
Well, at least you didn't go for Abraham Simpson, so that makes me feel good. Although Angry Man Shakes Fisted Clown is like every Tuesday for me.
Yeah, think of the voice of Troy McClure,
Hmm.
right? With that kind of
Hi.
voice.
I'm
Hi.
Troy McClure. You may remember me from such movies as Backdoor Buttholes 3 and
Oh man.
Mommy, Here Comes the Train.
Oh God. You can't do the first one and then do that one and expect context to not
But that was the whole point. It was always like this really stupid movie, and then the other one was like completely. Oh God, I miss Phil Hartman.
He's fucking one of the best people on SNL ever. They tried to do a movie career, but I don't know. I wasn't buying it.
No.
He played that good boss that's like aloof. Does that make sense?
Yeah. He could have totally played the boss, I think, well in Office Space. I think he could have done it with it would have been a slightly different character, but it would have won off well.
I don't know, Nate. You're probably the most difficult.
That sounds about right.
You have the baldness of the thing.
I mean, I've definitely got the Homer Simpson thing going on, but I'm not that stupid. I'm not even close to being that stupid.
No, I really think it's.
And no one's ever seen you choke your kid like that.
No, not that you've seen.
No, we've seen.
Yeah,
your brother maybe, but not the kid.
I like that I'm the enigma. Although it's weird, you know, it wasn't, and I don't know if it's as a result of doing podcasting or if it's always been this way, but like when we went to Chase's, this was like at the beginning of the school year, well before anything went to hell in a handbasket, but we went for like the parent teacher conference, and we were sitting there and we were talking with the teacher and everything. She goes, "Has anyone ever told you that you have like a voice for radio?" And I'm like, "Well, no, but now that you mention it."
That's normally
Yeah.
that's normally a really mean thing to say, you jackass.
Yeah.
Would it be an outstretch to say you're the Brian to Deesa Stewie?
Yeah.
That's pretty good too.
Yeah, but you know what?
Beast from
Brian.
X-Men.
Oh, okay. That's not a bad one.
Beast from the
Brian.
X-Men cartoon, yeah.
Brian
Okay,
from
yeah.
Family Guy, but only up until about midway through its run, because for
Yeah.
whatever reason, and I know Seth MacFarlane did it on purpose. He went from being wise to being just a fucking tool.
Yeah.
A liberal kind of
Yeah,
to whatever it's called.
Yeah, to the point where he started parroting the whole.
Do you remember
No.
Dr. Katz?
Yes.
You're the Dr.
yeah.
Katz vibe.
Okay. I could go with that.
No, I like Beast though. I do like Beast.
Yeah, I think Beast is the most accurate one. I was trying to find
Okay.
that there's that trope of kind of like intelligent but not like off-putting. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like he's a scientist, but he's not like fucking constantly shitting on people for
Yeah,
being smart
I'm
enough.
not condescending about it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. The exact opposite of Rick Sanchez.
I'm really glad no one said Gaston. Master Roshi without the boner. Yeah,
I
think
can see
Beast-
the shine. I can see the shine on the head.
I think Beast is the one. I think that's
Okay.
the one I'm locked
All right.
into.
I will allow that one. I like that one.
I'll allow it.
I'll allow it.
That's one of the team.
I got Squid Baby. Thanks for that. So I don't know what else you guys want to do. Do you guys want to do some more? Or do we have enough? Or
Well, we
Well,
just did hour 3,
Woo!
which
And, I mean,
would
we-
mean like 3 episodes.
Yeah, seriously. I mean,
I-
there was no fucking off this time because it was all fucking off.
Yeah. Yeah, with the exception of the parts where we've actually asked for things to be edited out, there's really
Yeah.
not much editing to do.
Yeah.
In a way, it is still a retrospective, but it was just a retrospective about a hell of a lot more than the podcast.
Okay, so let's all do a sign off line. You get to choose any one line that you could say to describe you as a person. You can take a second to think about it.
I
if you
only
want.
get one.
Yeah,
Fuck.
you get one line.
Okay.
It can have some punctuation in there, but just don't like read a passage from Keats.
I can sum myself up in one sentence. I love you all. Now go fuck yourself.
I'm gonna have to go with my classic line. All hate mail goes to D's.
I would do. I'll fuck you all, but go love yourself.
I don't really have a line. I'm just gonna awkwardly leave. How I arrived, it's how I leave.
I came into this world awkwardly, and by God, I'm going to leave it the same way.
That's
Hold
right.
on. I have a quote that I want to use.
In a bevy of butthole-related jokes. I think this is just one long 3-hour anthology series at this point. Here it is.
What's
You,
the full quote?
Like,
Okay.
which butt joke do we cut it at, or what shit talk do we stop at?
nope. Just take out the little bits and pieces here and there, and just shove it into everyone's ears.
I don't know.
Okay. Here's my quote. You ready?
All right.
Well, there's the water company. I mean, we sell water and we have water. It's a very successful, it's a private little, water company, and I supply the water for all of my places, and it's good, but it's very good. So, thank you for that concise quote, Donald Trump. It's very wet from the standpoint of water.
Oh God! Speaking of quotes, I read something today. It was the 12 greatest quotes from Orson Welles. This one, you're gonna love this one, D. So Orson Welles, when he was addressing visitors who would come to his table while he ate, who said it was nice to see him, he would often reply, "So nice to see you too, but that's enough."
Oh man, there's one from Nietzsche. He said it was about women, and he said women make the highs higher and the lows more frequent. So you guys couldn't help it, but shit talk me last week. Couldn't help yourselves. I was so nice to you guys. I asked you guys for a nice favor because I had crazy screamy dog,
Uh-huh.
and you had to be jerks and
You-
attack me.
You love when they're over, though.
I hate that. I hate that dog. I mean,
Aw.
she's real sweet.
Mhm.
She means well, I guess.
Yes.
I hate her implicitly deep down in the heart of where the hate comes from.
Uh-huh.
And I don't like her. But she is nice. She tries to be.
Mm-hmm.
In her dog mind, right? She's like, pay attention to me. We're friends. Why aren't we playing? And I'm like, because it's 2 a.m. and fuck you. Or, hey, you just came in from outside. And they're like, hey, come out and play Frisbee. And I'm like, no, I don't. First off, I've never played Frisbee with you. I don't know where you got this idea from. It's not going to start today.
Mm-hmm.
You come here because the people that you live with don't like you
Oh, no.
enough to take you with them where they go. They're like, can we leave this dog somewhere? And they're like, Deese has a conscience. He'll be upset. Whatever.